Okay, I've spent some time cleaning the cabinets. I'm boiling potatoes, that's why I'm a bit everywhere. But yeah, pretty tired. I have just been like doing the dishes and things just build up pretty quickly. I feel like it's hard to maintain a clean home at all times. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. And I don't know, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but usually I feel like I just like doing a little bit of cleaning here and there so that things just don't add up all the time, because it gets exhausting doing all these things. But I mean, it pays off, but it's a lot to think about, it's a lot to do. And if you're thinking, oh well, why are you doing everything, why is not your partner doing this? He also helps in the way that he can, and we do a collective effort here. But I mean, my standards are sometimes higher, and I think women can relate that like most men don't seem to care about cleanliness so much, but for me it's like a must. Or if things are too if the rooms are too messy, I just cannot relax and I can't think about anything else, and that's a problem I'm trying to deal with and work on myself. But there's also times when I need support from my partner to help me lighten the load, and to even say that even though you don't care about cleanliness as much as I do, will you do this for me so that our home can still be clean? And because you still like cleanliness, I'm sure that if I took away all my efforts that you would notice, right? So I'm gonna look in the camera. Yeah, so I think it's really important to not be too hard on yourself. I think when it comes to spring cleaning, that cleaning the windows and like things that will make a great difference, will make you feel like, wow, I step into this room and it feels so much cleaner now. Somehow, I just think that old dust and like in the corners of the ceilings you can find some dust and some webs, and you just want to do those things as well. Maybe that's what spring cleaning is about, because now when the sun comes out, you're all of a sudden seeing all these places where there's a lot of buildup. And like in this corner right here, I can see some webs, and I think it's very normal, but I don't see it in my weekly cleaning or everyday cleaning. And I sometimes notice, and then I'm like, rats, I didn't take away that, I didn't remove that, but it's fine. I think we just have to be kind to ourselves, and we don't have to make it be all or nothing, just doing a little bit. Maybe if you have kids, if you are full-time employed, if you have a lot on your plate, maybe you can make it easier on yourself by just decluttering, or just like putting some things away a little bit every day. You don't have to, you know, get into all the grouts and do a really thorough job if you don't want to. But this is just for inspiration. I don't really have a plan. I'm just kind of seeing what he's doing where when I go there, and we'll see. But I hope you enjoy this video. And like, I'm a mess, like my hair is greasy, I'm sweating, I'm hot, my heart rate is up, and I feel like you can really spend so much time doing this, but yeah, you have to also see, and you have to prioritize your time, see how much time you even want to spend on it. Maybe set a timer, maybe say like, okay, I have 1 hour to do the best I can, and that's good enough. You know, we don't have to say that it has to take a week or like 1 day for one room, even though I just tackled the kitchen and the hallway mostly today. But there are no rules. You can just apply it to your life, and I hope that my aspiration is just to inspire and to maybe make you feel like, yeah, maybe I would like to do that thing that I've postponed, or yeah, I would like to take those those dust animals under the bed, and that could be enough, you know. So yeah, this was a long intro, but I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in my next one. This is a part of the Spring Reset series, and I think this is going to be the first one. So about spring cleaning your home, and like I said in my Spring Equinox checklist that also applies for spring overall, I think it would be, if you want, you can download it in the link below, in the description below, under the link. And what I say there is basically that decluttering is not just about decluttering, it's about like removing stagnant energy, like those like leaves and I don't even know what they are. There's some kind of plant that I found around the lake. I've just had them in my house for the whole winter, so many months, and it has been lovely. But now, when spring is springing, I just feel like you just want to invite more greenery into your house, and you know. Hello. So when it comes to like decluttering your home and spring cleaning, I think it's important that you don't get overwhelmed. So I'm trying to do like small steps here and there, and just doing a few things now when I have time, and then I'll put it all together in one video, because it's hard to do everything at the same time in one big go, because even though we have recently moved in here, things just pile up very easily anyway. Yeah. So we just have to take it one step at a time and trust in the process. Hi, flowers. Hi. Candle I made for Christmas. The olive oil, but I was afraid to light it on fire because stick was kind of free floating. Free window. Okay, so now that the windows are clean, okay, I only cleaned one window actually. I don't know where to have the camera, but yeah, I would just suggest, like, I don't know what else is more spring feeling than cleaning your windows. It's such a nice feeling, and if you can do it also on the outside where you live, it makes such a difference. Oh. Yeah, it makes such a difference, I think, because now, oh, I don't know, I can turn the camera, but it just feels like the sun can fully penetrate the house and come in here, and you see everything more clearly, obviously, and it just feels fresh, like, you know, hopefully there's not going to be a lot of rain, but that can also like stain and get the windows dirty, of course. But now it just feels like a new fresh start, and I love it so much. And you want to be mindful of what you put back on your windowsills, I think, because sometimes they can get a little bit crowded, and normally I would put some bigger items, but we have just recently moved in. Everything feels quite new still, so yeah, we were just trying to do our best, I guess. So, and then once that's clean, you can take your microfiber cloth. You could use vinegar too, and like some paper. It doesn't have to be so complicated or expensive to clean your house, really. And we've had a lot of flies last summer, so there's a bunch of like fly poop on the windows, which is gross, but we're getting them off right now. And I know there's a huge spider living here outside the window. I can see his net, and I don't really want to clean the outside because of that. I think it's scary. And you might want to use a bit more in certain areas. All right. Now we're just cleaning off the leaves because they can get quite dusty, and obviously the plants will just absorb more of the sunlight if you do it like that. But of course, you don't have to if you don't want to, or if you don't care. But I just like doing it because it gives the plant a fresh look, and it makes me feel great of doing it. And voila, there we have second window. I'll have to do the outside too, but I think it looks pretty good. You might want to put a stick in this plant to support the whole structure, but I'm gonna just leave it like this for now. Oh well. Okay, our third window in the kitchen done. In the future, I would love to make like radiator cover to make it look a little bit more, I don't know, I don't really like the sight of this radiator there, and I would love to have some kind of curtain that's just a little shorter. I think it would really like round up the kitchen in a way to like make it less edgy. We are also thinking about changing these ones because we never put these in, and maybe put like a wooden countertop, and also switching these out. I kind of want to make my own in ceramic colorful ones. And about over here, I try to create like a cozy little nook, like a Nora Ephron nook. I found this lamp secondhand and I just think it's so cute, and I found these things secondhand. Hello too. And this one, and I have my Klimt calendar there. I just think it, except for the cord, that's kind of ugly. But yeah, I just think it adds something to your kitchen. It doesn't have to be so stale, or I don't know. I just like it. And this is my Flamingo Estate candle that I bought a while ago. It's like almost finished. Smells heavenly. And my chocolate book, of course. I have like cabinets. I've saved some of this. I have like been itching to remove this, but I wanted to show like some things like this will obviously build up on your cabinets. There's not a lot here, but a little bit. And this is great to also include in your spring clean, because those are areas you might not think about too much, but they build up. We have our fridge. I don't really like this. I will just move that. But yeah, the fridge looks like this. I did try to polish it a little bit yesterday, and I did go through the shelves and I just wiped them down like so. And I didn't take this one because it has a lot of tiny stuff. I really don't like having everything in plastic. Usually I just divide it and put it in bowls because I think that looks much more nice. And I didn't really use this one, take too much of that either. But yeah, this is my fridge, a realistic fridge. I'm gonna have my salmon later with some potatoes. But I think cleaning your fridge and your freezer, also cleaning what's up here, because you can see there's like a layer of dust that I want to get to. We have our kombucha here and a plant that looks pretty sad that I will have to revive somehow. So while we are in time lapse, I would like to just add some suggestions of things you can do to spring clean, even if it is the month of May. You could focus on your bedroom. Of course, you can divide it into different categories depending on what rooms you have in your home, but I also would like to just say that you can just focus on an area. If you are going through hard times and feeling like, you know, cleaning a whole house is much too overwhelming for you, that's completely fine. Maybe you can just, you know, tidy up only your bedside table and your immediate nearness when you're brushing your teeth or getting clean in the shower, making sure that those areas that you use and need the most for your well-being are a little bit more tidy or reflect a little bit more love from you. Maybe putting in a flower that you picked outside. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. For someone who has cleaning in her DNA, for me, it's also been really hard to adapt my living situation, my lifestyle, to a more forgiving one when it comes to cleanliness, and knowing that you don't have to own, for example, like plastic bags and paper tissues that don't really resonate with your values of sustainability, just to satisfy, for example, your parents and what their needs are. And that's very important, I think. No, I wanted to put on something nice, but this is like silk, and I feel that it's quite hot for me. And I've just decided to sit down for a while. I get kind of tired by cleaning, and with my health condition, I just get like a high heart rate quite easily, so I have to remind myself to take breaks. And so now I thought I would just do like a time lapse, like cleaning up everything. There's a lot on the counters, there's some pans and pots and stuff, and I just don't want to leave it like that, and I want to do another area with this like that. So I'll do that. Hello again. If you wanted to, you could totally just put this video in the background and tackle one area, and we can clean up some messes together simultaneously. It would be so fun if anyone tries to do this along with me. And feel no shame if you haven't already spring cleaned, even now that I'm releasing it in May. It took me from March, when I recorded this, to actually finally post it, having dealt with a lot of health issues and being hard to show up for myself in my home. Wipe the counters, dust it a little here and over on the stove, the appliances, and a little bit on top of the tiles here. It's just some things, but I still have yet to do all the cabinets, wipe them off. As you can see in the light, there's some gunk all over, and you really want to do that. Also on the stove, like here's some crumbs, and I did clean the oven not too long ago, but as you can see there's some buildup. Not so much maybe in there, but this is old. I should probably change that. There's some hair there. I need to wipe that off. You can see it's quite dusty here. Fast forward to May, I've cleaned the oven with my own sort of pink paste that I made myself with like vinegar and baking soda and a bunch of other things. Let me know if you want the recipe. It was really easy and really effective, I think. And I didn't like really clean it inside, but the outside, and I took out the glasses and cleaned them thoroughly, so I think it made a difference. All of the knobs here on the handles, they need some help. Then I need to do the dishes and just put some things away. These are some lemon trees that are super tiny that I just created a mesocosm out of these that just are self-sustaining, but I will never grow any lemons this way, so we'll really have to get like a greenhouse and yeah, put those in there. But otherwise I think that the windows look great with the windowsills. That one, yeah, it looks nice. So just remember, everyone, that your worth is not determined by the state of your house, how clean it is, how well of a job you're doing cleaning, being diligent about having a super neat and sunny house, because that's not reality all the time. And we're only, going to be probably as clean as we feel ourselves, and it's always going to be a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if you can, accept some help from friends when they're coming over, or maybe your partner, of course, and just finding a schedule or something that works for you to really separate the work and lighten the burden for yourself. Go ahead, because we deserve to have a clean home if that's what we desire, even though we're going through something hard, like a heartbreak, a sickness, illness, like in my case, or going through something else difficult, something for grieving. So just accept help if you can, and know that it in no way lessens your worth. This is only a video to inspire you. Hello, this is me, Anna, from the month of May, same year, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to let you know that I did not finish the whole house or anything. I did clean the outsides of the windows. I did do most of the things that I wanted in the kitchen, and I've been vacuuming and doing my weekly cleans, but all in all, I think I organized a storage space as well, or two. I did set up like a little bit of a nice seating area outside in the garden. I did organize a little bit of my closet and clean this bookcase behind there before, and changing it up a little. And yeah, so I definitely didn't do everything that you could do. So this was just for some inspiration, and not meant to like say that you have to do everything to be worthy, because when we don't feel 100%, we have to prioritize, but we still deserve to have a nice and clean home. And I think it's important that we do dedicate some time to that if it makes us feel good, and if it makes us feel happy and at peace with our home. I think we should spend some time, even though we're going through hardship. So that is my message for you.